awareness and to make us aware of the very important the importance of having healthy nerves. Now, Neurobion is the world's #1 B vitamins, and each tablet provides an optimum balanced formulation of vitamin B1, B6, and B12. And together, as mentioned by Dr. Bian kanina, together they actually strengthen the nerves by protecting the myelin sheath. It improves the transmission of nerve impulses. And last but not the least, it regenerates the nerves. Okay, each tablet taken 1 to 3 times daily can help a person, not to feel the symptoms of neuropathy like yung tingling sensation and burning sensation, numbness, and also yung weakness, muscle weakness, and many, many more. Now, what else? Neurobion, what makes Neurobion different from the rest? Siyempre, magyayabang ako ng konti. What makes it different from the rest of B vitamins in the market? Neurobion is the only clinically proven brand of B vitamins in the market. And the 50 years of brand heritage, it is trusted by doctors, not only here in the Philippines, but worldwide. So, I hope that this will encourage you to, patronize our brand name. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lloyd. I'd like you to remain here with me at the front. Ms. Lloyd, please rejoin me here as I call on our previous speakers to join me here at front for the Q&A segment. I'd like to call in again Ms. Debbie, Dr. Bien, and of course our ambassadors for neuropathy awareness, Ms. Jasha Padilla and Mr. Ryan Agoncillo, as we have a brief question and answer segment with the media. I'm sure you have questions, tama po ba? Yes, I see heads that are nodding. I see, some little notes over here and there. So please join us here. May quiz! Oo nga. You might be quiz, no? Si Dr. Bien na bahala doon. Anyway, if we have questions po, please raise your hand. Our friends from Ogle VPR will be roaming around to help facilitate the Q&A. We have a question over there at the back. Please introduce your name, introduce yourself, and tell the publication that you are affiliated with. And your question, of course.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Team Gonzaga from Today Online. My question is for Dr. Pierre. What would be the implication if we will let these our nerves, just be as we're not taking these vitamins?
Okay, so the first thing, of course, is to really find out if you're at risk for that, because this could and then this is not temporary or transient. No? So remember, the initial signs, sabi nga kayo, is just sensory. So all of those sensations are sensory, and eventually this could gravitate or get worse, and then it could manifest as weakness. So we call that a motor abnormality. And some will have, for example, atrophy of the lower extremities, humiliate your muscles, so because of that loss of nerve stimulation. So it could just be nakalabig ka pa lang, something's wrong with you, and eventually it can actually get worse. And you may have problems with ambulation. So that's why kapag nag-weakness yung muscles mo, so that would be part of the terminal manifestation of the disorder. Ambulation, mahirap maglakad. Yes. Okay, so yun, di ba, nag-weakness, humihina siya. So the sensation, the abnormality in sensation could just be an initial manifestation. It could really get worse.
Thank you, Dr. Bien. So, ambulation, mahirap maglakad. We have, yes, word of the day indeed, Ms. So we have another question. Yes, ma'am?
Hello, I'm Arian from Asian Dragon Magazine. Yeah, we've raised this question before already. How soon should you start taking Neurobion, especially for us who's at early 20s? So should we be concerned of our nerves already?
So again, you are at risk. You have to answer that first. Are you at risk? So sabi ko kayo na, di ba, for it's usually a manifestation of the old, no? Pangit pakinggan, of the old. No? It doesn't show, okay? So, Pero for the young, again, if you are at risk, sabi ko kayo na repetitive movement. So you could be, because hard to do diagnostic tests to really find out. The more important diagnostic tests are more invasive. There are tests that you do what we call EMGs, so you do nerve stimulation and find out if you have that particular problem. So those who have those disorders will actually have that very invasive test. Masyadong mahirap gawin. So if you know that you are at risk, you can do prophylactic therapy, meaning if you can take it, so those are approved treatment regimens, you can take it and then you find out that there is some resolution, then most likely you are B vitamin deficient. So who are those B vitamin deficient? Primarily, those are the vegans, yung talagang exclusive vegans, not meat eaters. Okay? Those on hemodialysis, those with kidney problems, and of course diabetes as I mentioned. Especially those diabetics that are on metformin for quite some time. So metformin is a first-time drug for diabetes mellitus, so that's the first recommended drug for diabetes. But if you're taking it for quite some time, then you may be B vitamin deficient, specifically B12. So yun yung mga at risk. So ikaw, what is good about the B vitamins is that it is water soluble, so that there's not much toxicity of the drug. Okay, so that if you take it, you can actually excrete it through the urine. Okay? So kapag sobra, iihi mo lang siya. Unlike the fat-soluble vitamins that you store it. Now, the B vitamins in general, we don't have that much depot or storage in the body. Kaya you actually need to take it either through diet or supplementation. Okay?
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Actually, I have a follow-up question, Dr. Ben. Okay, sige, Ms. Debbie, go ahead.
Just build on Doc Bian's statement. So for you, you're so young. I think as we take care of our body, as Ryan mentioned earlier, we should also take care of our nerves. We should nourish our nerves because we have to have a prevention mindset. So that's why it's important na we don't act on it pag may damage na. Because once you get to the point where your nerves is more than 50% damaged, the effect is irreversible. So it's important that as early as now, when you're just starting to feel the symptoms, you take action. You take a Neurobion to actually nourish your nerves.
Thank you, Ms. Debbie. Actually, you already answered my follow-up question. I was gonna say, kasi sabihin mo, hindi, denial ako, I'm too young. I'll just ignore it maybe when I'm older or, young at heart. Thank you very much. We have room for around 3 more questions, ma'am.
I have a question for Ms. Sasha and Mr. Ram. When did you feel that you needed to take Neurobion?
I'm very lucky kasi they chose me as ambassador. Kasi I've been actually feeling the cramping for several years na, especially the past few years when nauso yung heels na talagang 6 inches na. Grabe na talaga, sabi ko, bakit ganun na yung cramping ko, sobra-sobra na. And who was the one invited last year? There was a doctor who gave a talk. Dr. Gian. Okay, so he was saying that there are conditions sa nerves na talaga namamana. And I got so scared kasi sabi ko to, kasi my mother has trigeminal myalgia. Neuralgia pala, mali pa yung pagsabi ko. Trigeminal neuralgia. So it's a condition also na yung nerves niya ay na-damage. So sabi ko, namamana po ba ito? Sabi niya, oo. Sabi ko, my God. So it's really, the product is really perfect. Kasi sabi ko, buti na lang, I've been taking it for years now since I started to have the cramping. And so in a way, we're talking about it, it's also preventative for me. So that mas maaga pa, in my very young age of 52, sana kung mas maaga ko pa nalaman ko yung that I'm at risk. Sana mas maaga ko pang nainom. But I'm very lucky, at least I feel more confident now that by God's grace, hopefully it doesn't get that far.
Ako, in my case, even before I knew about it, I was taking it because yung mga sinabi ni Doc na mga tests were done to me as I was growing up. Shasha was saying that it's hereditary. My parents both have diabetes, they both have neuropathy. So, as a kid, growing up, I didn't even know I was predisposed to it, and all these treatments, all the tests were done to me. Like they stick. What do you call that when they measure your brain waves and all the ECG? Okay, so EEG. Ang daming G. Okay, so EEG. Okay, and then in my mid-20s, they started putting me on different vitamins already para lumakas, no? And I've been a triathlete for the past 3 years. I don't know if you guys, I don't recommend for everyone to go to a chiropractor, okay? But I go to a chiropractor, and one of the tests they do after every few weeks is to see if your muscles are firing evenly, and when you train as a triathlete, you're prone to many imbalances, and one of them, not just muscular imbalances, but nerve imbalances, no? Yung may pinaramdam sa akin, doc, na test na yung legs ko hindi pantay yung firing, kaya yung running ko hindi siya, it wasn't optimal, the running, no? So for an optimum performance, they needed to put me on vitamin B1, 6, and 12 as well. And then it's funny how when your Roman called and then had a meeting, had an initial meeting. Right after the meeting, I called up my parents. I was sitting in the car, I remember, I called up my parents and I asked them, what's that 1, 6, 12 that you guys are on? Exacto, it's Neurobion. So hindi ko pa alam. I've been taking Neurobion for a long time na pala. So I can't remember the exact age, but it was a long time ago. There, thank you very much. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you. Grabe naman yung long time ago. I'm sure that was just yesterday. But thank God for Neurobion, right? And then we have a room for 2 more questions. Ma'am, here.
I have 2 questions for Dr. Bien. How is neuropathy related to fibromyalgia or myalgia, tuberculosis? Are they part of the manifestations or they are different from neuropathy? And another thing, since pregnant women are prone to cramps, can you say that it's safe for pregnant women since it's a vitamin?
So with the fibromyalgia and torticollis, so these are more of muscular manifestations. So although they're not exclusive muscle symptoms. So torticollis